This is a huge opportunity for you to become a better version of yourself, to relate to people that also have to go through this struggle, to make that positive impact on somebody else, gain a new perspective that you would have never been able to have the opportunity to fully understand if you hadn't gone through this specific thing. What's up, guys? Welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel. My name is Taylor.
And I'm Jeff. Today, our goal with this video is to give you some tips on overcoming setbacks.
I'm currently actually going through one right now. I'm in a cast. I actually tore my Achilles a week ago and had surgery a few days ago. So I'm a few days out of surgery. So I have my leg propped up here. I'm in a little bit of pain, but I know exactly what this feels like. A couple years ago, I tore my ACL. You know, we've had all different kinds of setbacks in life. And so this is something that it's going to happen. It's inevitable. And we just want to share some of the things that we do to help overcome that and keep moving forward.
We are going to dive into 6 steps that you can take to help you overcome any setback that you face.
Number 1, acknowledge your feelings. I know this seems obvious, but it's important that we take this step because it's normal to feel upset, frustrated, and disappointed when these kind of things happen. But you have to learn to not only feel those feelings, but not dwell on them too long.
Step number 2 is assess the situation. So take a step back from it, look at what happened, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? And what about it can I control?
Which really bleeds into step 3, which is reframing your mindset. Instead of focusing on all the negatives, like, why me? Why did this have to happen? Why now? Of course, I feel like setbacks always happen at the worst time because there's never a good time. When you reframe your mindset, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Why is this happening in a positive outlook? Every setback I've had, every time I'm able to reframe that mindset, every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, then I become stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally. And more than anything, you can't change the past. So you can only focus on the present and the future. So by reframing that mindset, you're opening up the opportunity to really make the most out of the situation, since you can't do anything about it anyways.
I love to be challenged, and these are challenges that maybe we didn't invoke on ourselves, it just happened, but it's a challenge nonetheless. So look at it as a challenge, tackle it, and ask yourself, how can I face this with strength and resilience to be able to, build a better version of me through this setback. Step 4 is taking action. So taking action can be something as simple as coming up with a plan to help you start to attack the process. Taking action is going to be critical because without action, you're stagnant. You're going to stay in the same spot, and we need to make sure that we're moving forward, progressing through the setback, again, assessing the situation, reframing our mindset, and making sure that we are looking at this as a challenge and then taking action toward the challenge to overcome it.
And I know for me, I'm such a list person, and it gives me something else to refocus on. And when you actually create a plan of action, it gets you excited about what is going to happen next, and it's not as uncertain, and it gives you something to work towards. Setting
small goals, like those are like incremental goals or milestones to your recovery in Taylor's situation. If you have an injury or whatever your setback is, set small milestone goals, and that's a great way to take action towards your setback.
Step 5, stay persistent. A lot of times when we're dealing with setbacks and we're having to overcome these types of situations, it can take a lot longer than anticipated, or it can seem like the progress is very slow. And specifically with my situation, coming back from an Achilles tendon rupture and that surgery, it's a very long process. It's 9 months to a year typically. So it's going to be a long time before I can walk again. It's going to be a long time before I can do a lot of things that I want to do. And although that's extremely frustrating, it's important to stay persistent through the process and know that aggressive patience, where you're aggressively taking action every single day to get further towards your goal, but you're patient in the process, knowing that it's going to take a lot longer than you think, but that you will get there. It is temporary. This is an opportunity. It's teaching you things about yourself. It's helping you become stronger in a multitude of ways. So stay persistent, even if it's taking longer than you are wanting it to.
And step number 6, guys, this is a critical step. It may seem obvious, but it's very critical. Step number 6 is celebrate small victories. So in step number 4, we talked about taking action. Maybe in that step, setting goals, setting milestones. In this process, it's likely going to be a long process. So it's important for us to take time and celebrate the small victories to keep that momentum, to keep that positive mindset that we reframed earlier in the step process, to keep us pushing forward through the ultimate goal of overcoming the setback completely. In an injury situation, Taylor's going to have 9 months to a year. There's a lot of things that are going to happen over that 9 months to a year. There's a lot of small victories that we're going to celebrate. When we take the first wedge out of the boot, that's going to be a small victory. When we take our first step back on that foot, those are small victories where she's not back to 100%, But if we take time, we acknowledge those small milestones, those are going to really give us that momentum and that motivation to continue persisting forward to accomplish our full goal to the max.
It's much easier said than done. It's in those moments that is extremely hard where you want to completely give up and you feel like that things keep happening to you. But what I've learned is if I get stronger every time I have a setback, and if I have multiple setbacks, that means I'm going to end up being pretty freaking strong. And that confidence that you build into yourself comes from taking action, comes from shifting that mindset, from that resiliency, that mental fortitude. So this is a huge opportunity for you to become a better version of yourself, to relate to people that also have to go through this struggle, to make that positive impact on somebody else, gain a new perspective that you would have never been able to have the opportunity to fully understand if you hadn't gone through this specific thing. And a lot of times you won't know the purpose of this knowledge or strength or fortitude that you're gaining until down the road, and then you're like, oh, that's why this happened to me, or now I'm a better person because of that. And it's really hard to see in the moment, but understanding that does come with time is something that helps me get through every single setback, big or small. And it helps me keep going and stay positive and keep moving forward, even though sometimes it feels heavy and impossible. I will definitely be sharing a lot of my recovery on here as well.
So remember, setbacks are a normal part of life, and everybody is going to experience setbacks. It's how you respond to the setbacks that actually determine your success. So having a strong mindset and a willingness to take action toward the setback itself is what's going to help you see the success in the process overall.
If you're facing that setback, know that you're not alone, and I hope this was helpful. If you got value out of this, we just ask that you share it, because our goal is, again, to help as many people as we can. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Nailed it.